Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu's Birdman, released in late 2014, is a triumphant telling of man versus the world and himself. Once a cinema superstar, now one of the many washed up and irrelevant people in the crowd, Regan Thompson, Michael Keaton, is on a desperate mission to climb back up the ladder and gain new status within the film industry. He blindly takes on the brave commitment of a Broadway production in the St. James Theatre, with the hopes its success will resurrect his long-dead career. With opening night around the corner and a castmate injured, Regan must fight against the new and narcissistic actor, Edward Norton, his daughter, girlfriend and ex-wife, the world of social media, and himself, the voice of Birdman living inside his head, to prove that he can exist without the very thing that made him exist in the first place. Director Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu utilizes an array of bold techniques that firmly deliver this message, the value of a moment and how it's spent. From the beginning, we are immediately thrust into Regan's life through Inarritu's use of a continuous tracking shot that is maintained through the entirety of the film, submerging both Regan and the audience into a harsh yet inescapable reality, where the constant battle between himself and the entire world feels suffocating. To expertly convey this unceasing prison-like effect of each demanding and strenuous moment following Regan like a trail of falling dominoes, Inarritu employs lighting techniques and camera angles to create the illusion of entering a tunnel and coming out through the other side, as well as working alongside digital colorist Steve Scott to finalize the seamless transition between scenes. From beginning to end, we are shown how the world is viewed through Regan's eyes. His life centers on his career. Inarritu repeatedly shows Regan ignoring the damage afflicted upon his daughter or the possibility of a new child with which he could try again, to emphasize his favor for rediscovering fame and, more importantly, public validation. He actively ignores the support others give him to seek out the validation of the public that, truthfully, he would be lucky to get a sliver of. He just cannot resist searching for that acceptance and validation, as if Birdman is chasing him, and re-establishing his place on the social hierarchy is the only way to make him stop. Regan is found being terrorized by the voice of Birdman inside his head on multiple occasions. Generally when he is alone, reflecting on yet another thing gone wrong. However, one that stands out from the crowd is in Regan's office, where he can be found shredding the place apart, creating a scene of dark destruction. Birdman delivers a speech to Regan in response to his dilemmas, saying,
"You could jump right back into that suit if you wanted to. We're not dead. Look at me."
Voiceovers are a commonly utilized technique in film, but that is clearly for a reason, as Inarritu skillfully supplies an intimate view into the character, in this case Regan's, mind that you can hardly find elsewhere. Persisting with his willful decisions, Regan's ignorance of the people close to him only results in them doing the same in return, which he discovers when he finds Sam and Mike together, kissing. He is caught off guard, and the techniques Inarritu uses to depict the transformation in Regan's emotions as a result are superb. First, he's trapped, both literally and figuratively, by the numbing image of Sam and Mike together and the gown caught between the doors. He reacts impulsively, escaping through the first route that comes to mind, and the shaky and unsure movement of the camera as it follows him through the crowd produces a clear image of panic and anxiety. There is so much going on, an infestation of noise and lights, that it's almost incomprehensible as to what's diegetic and what's non-diegetic, what's real and what's fake. In this respect, the drums initially appear as non-diegetic to create a suspenseful atmosphere, but are later found to be diegetic when the camera brings a parade of suited people playing the drums into view. This makes it an excellent portrayal of Regan's overwhelming feelings of dread and fear, and the overwhelming environment that feels impossible to navigate. Another person outwardly rejecting the idea of Regan's success is Mike, the new actor on set. He constantly spits out unprovoked comments on Regan's direction, but there's one that should be highlighted, as it foreshadows how Regan finally escapes Birdman in the end.
Regan, your gun is ridiculous. I can see the red plug in the barrel, so you look like a kid with a plastic toy when you point it at me. I don't feel threatened at all. Get a better one. Have some self-respect, please.
At first, it seems identical to the dozens of other comments he makes, but on opening night, we discover that Regan takes that comment very seriously. He gets a much better gun. He finally gives in to his reputation as Birdman. He finally gives in to Birdman. And he shoots himself, and in the last moment standing, he's glowing in the spotlight. After scenes on top of scenes betraying a dark and eerie atmosphere, the last moment of his life contrasts this greatly, as he spends it basking in the clean light on stage, in the attention he spent so long craving. Circling back to the continuous long shot of the film, we now see that abruptly broken at the hands of Regan's death as a montage plays on the screen. a minute of random scenes that portray similar visuals, like a ghost light, greatly alike to the experience of death, which is often described as looking into the light. Inarritu does this as what has just occurred on the stage of St. James Theatre is indeed a death. The ending is of course subjective, but there's no denying that something died on that stage. It can easily be interpreted that Riggin died, but Birdman didn't. Riggin spent such a large chunk of his life trying to escape Birdman and build his own destiny that it battered him down until he was nothing but a wisp of hair, and he broke. He realizes that Birdman is what makes him exist, and so he does what he believes must be done, and destroys his own soul and leaves his body behind for Birdman to use. Riggin fought his family, he fought his colleagues, and he fought the world. More than any of this though, he fought himself. He wanted nothing more than to be sitting on a throne right at the top, looking down on everyone and everything. During the final scene, we see him once more sitting in a hospital bed. But it's no longer Riggin, it's Birdman. This is made apparent by the blatant symbolism in the cast on his face, being a near replica of the Birdman costume he threw out all those years ago. We hear his friend Brandon, Zach Galifianakis, say,
"This is what you wanted, wasn't it?"
and we know that Riggin really did do everything he could, all for a flash of fame and temporary societal validation. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Bye.